Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to dig deep, literally, into one of nature's most powerful events, earthquakes. Let's find out exactly what makes the ground beneath our feet tremble and shake. I mean, it's a pretty wild thought, isn't it? One minute, everything's totally still, and the next, it feels like the entire world is moving. So what's really going on deep inside our planet to cause all that commotion? That's a great way to think about it. An earthquake is basically this massive, sudden release of energy from way down inside the Earth. And that energy travels in these super powerful waves, which creates the shaking we feel up here on the surface. But to really get it, we have to start our journey way, way below our feet. That's right. To figure this all out, we've got to go on a little trip to the center of the Earth. See, the cause of all this shaking isn't on the surface at all. It has everything to do with these huge, powerful forces at work inside the planet's structure. Okay, so think of our planet like a giant peach. It's got three main layers. There's the crust, that's the super thin skin on the outside where we live. Then you have the mantle, which is like the thick, fleshy part of the peach. And right in the middle, you've got the core, like the hard pit. For our story, that thin outer skin, the crust, is the most important part. And here's the twist. That skin, the crust, isn't one smooth, solid piece. Nope. It's actually broken up into a bunch of massive pieces, kind of like a giant worldwide jigsaw puzzle, and all those pieces are floating on the gooey mantle below. And these giant puzzle pieces? Well, scientists call them tectonic plates. There are about 15 major ones, and they are always moving, just super slowly. They're drifting around, sometimes they collide, and sometimes they slide right past each other. Most of the time, this movement is so slow we don't feel a thing. But here's where the trouble starts. See, the edges of these plates, we call them fault lines, they aren't smooth at all. They're super jagged and rough. So as these huge plates try to slide past each other, their rough edges snag and get stuck. This whole process is called stick-slip. So first the plate edges stick together, but the rest of the plates keep trying to move, right? So a massive amount of energy starts to build up in the rocks, kind of like when you stretch a rubber band. And eventually, that force just gets to be too much. The stuck edges suddenly slip, and bam! All that stored up energy is released at once, causing the ground to shake. And of course, scientists have special names for where all this action happens. The exact spot deep underground where the rock first breaks or slips is called the hypocenter. The point on the Earth's surface directly above it, that's the epicenter, and that's usually where the shaking feels the strongest. So, from that starting point, the hypocenter, all that energy just explodes outwards in every direction. It's just like tossing a pebble into a pond and watching the ripple spread out. These are what we call seismic waves, and they're the things that actually make the ground shake, sometimes for hundreds of miles around. But get this, not all these waves are created equal. The fastest ones are called P waves, or primary waves. They always arrive first and they cause a kind of push-pull motion. Then, after them, come the slower S waves, or secondary waves, and these are the ones that shake the ground from side to side. It's a bit like a thunderstorm. You always see the lightning first, that's the P wave, before you hear the thunder, the S wave. Now that first big, powerful shake, that's what we call the main shock. But even after it's over, the Earth isn't quite done. The crust around the fault line has to kind of settle and readjust. This causes a bunch of smaller tremors we call aftershocks, and they can keep happening for days, weeks, or even months after the big one. Okay, so how in the world do we even measure something so powerful? Well, scientists who study earthquakes, they're called seismologists, use this incredibly sensitive tool called a seismograph to record all the ground's motion. The basic idea is actually pretty clever and simple. You have a heavy weight that's hanging, so it stays perfectly still, even when the ground underneath it starts to move. There's a pen attached to that weight, and it draws a line on a big rotating drum of paper. So when the ground shakes, the drum moves back and forth, and the pen records all these zigzag lines. And you guessed it, the bigger the wiggles, the stronger the earthquake. So scientists take all that data and assign a number to describe just how much energy an earthquake released right at its source. That number is called its magnitude. You've probably heard it on the news, right? Something like a magnitude 7.0 earthquake struck today. But here's something really important to understand about that magnitude number. It's kind of tricky because it isn't a simple 1, 2, 3 scale. Each whole number you go up represents an earthquake that's about 10 times stronger in terms of ground shaking. So a magnitude 7 quake isn't just a little bigger than a magnitude 6, it's 10 times more powerful. And it's 100 times more powerful than a magnitude 5. It's a huge difference. So, how do they pinpoint the exact spot on the map, the epicenter? They use this super cool method called triangulation. By measuring how long it takes for the seismic waves to get to 3 different seismograph stations, they can draw a circle around each one. And the one single point where all 3 of those circles cross, that's the epicenter?
Okay, so knowing all this science is awesome, but what's even more important is knowing how to stay safe. Earthquakes can definitely be scary, but being prepared makes all the difference in the world.
And the number one safety rule is super easy to remember. It's drop, cover, and hold on. You drop to the ground. You take cover under something strong, like a sturdy desk or table, and you hold on to it until all the shaking stops. That simple action can protect you from anything that might fall. Another really smart thing to do is to put together an earthquake preparedness kit with your family. You'll want to have some essential stuff in there, like water, snacks that won't spoil, a flashlight, a first aid kit, and even a whistle in case you need to signal for help.
And hey, if you want to see this science in action for yourself, here's a really fun project you can do. You can actually build a simple little seismograph with stuff you probably have at home. Just hang a marker inside a box so it's barely touching a strip of paper on the bottom. Then, when you shake the box, you can pull the paper through and record your very own earthquake. All right, let's do a super quick recap. The 5 big things to remember are: 1. The Earth's crust is made of those moving puzzle pieces called tectonic plates. 2. Earthquakes happen when those plates get stuck and then suddenly slip. 3. The shaking we feel is from seismic energy waves. 4. We use seismographs to measure them. And number 5, the most important one, you stay safe by practicing drop, cover, and hold on.
When you think about it, earthquakes are this incredible, powerful reminder that we live on a planet that's alive and always changing. They're not just destructive things. They're actually a huge part of the process that shapes our world, building mountains and creating new landscapes.
And that really just leaves you with one big question, doesn't it? Earthquakes have taught us so much about how our planet works from the inside out. It just makes you wonder, what other incredible secrets is our amazing world just waiting to teach us next?